This is Advanced Math 11.7 hyperbole equations. And like we did with parabolas and ellipses, we're working backwards. We are going to write the equation with the given information. Number one, you're going to have that the vertices are 0, plus or minus 3, and the foci are 0, plus or minus 6. All of the problems given to you today are going to be hyperbolas, but on the test, on the test, how will you know that they are hyperbolas? I do want to go over that with you today. Okay, so go ahead and start plotting that given information.
Is there any correlation between hyperbolas and hyperboles?
Yes. What was that?
Yes.
Well, I thought I heard you correctly.
I said, is there any correlation between hyperbolas and hyperboles?
Specify hyperboles.
The
Exaggeration.
Okay, I thought so. No.
No.
Okay.
Well, I thought I knew something. I thought it was on something.
All right. So we are going to sketch the given information. You're going to do the same if you haven't already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3 for the vertices. 1, 2, -3 for the vertices. And then up and down 6, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the foci. 6 for the foci. All right. How do you know on the test? Like right now we know they're hyperbolas. On the test, how do you know? Because it won't tell you that this is a hyperbola. On an ellipse, remember that the vertices are always inside. Do you see that? Remember that? The vertices, foci are always inside of the vertices. Do you guys remember that? There's the vertex, the vertices, there's the foci. Let me show you here. There's the vertices, there's the foci. Vertices, foci. Do you guys remember that with an ellipse? With a hyperbola, the foci were always outside of the vertices. Inside the cups, but outside of the vertices. Do you guys remember that? So, when you're working backwards with an ellipse, the stars are always inside the vertices. With the hyperbola, the stars are outside of the vertices. You'll need to know that for the test. Make sense? Okay, with that given information, which way is our hyperbola opening? Up and down or right and left? Everybody agree it's up and down? Where's our center? Can you guys eyeball that or count downward? Where's our center? 0, 0. All right, and because it's opening up and down, what letter's coming first, x squared or y squared? Okay, because it's 0, 0, I know it's going to be y squared over b squared minus x squared over a squared. Don't forget the equals 1. Okay, 0, 0 is the center. Now, I know the length from the center to the either vertex. It doesn't matter which one. I know this length is going to be either A or B. Google Classroom. Which one is it if it's going up and down? A or B? B. And even if you messed it up, it doesn't really matter. What matters is where it goes. Is it going to go under the X or the Y? Up and down goes under which one? the y. And what is this length right here, by the way? Can you count it? 3, and 3 squared is 9. So the 9 goes under the y. Why under the y? Because it's going up and down. Okay, now the length from the center to the star represents what letter? A or C? It's C every single time. From your center to your focus is always C. Can you guys count that? What is that? C is 6. Does that go in the denominator? No. Right now what I'm looking for is A squared. I found C to be 6. What am I going to use? I'm going to use C squared equals A squared minus B squared or plus B squared. It's minus here, so I use plus. I don't need to worry about big minus small because I'm not subtracting. So I'm going to plug it in. C is 6 equals A squared is what I'm looking for, plus B is 3. So I'm going to have 36 minus 9 equals A squared. What is 36 minus 9? 27 equals A squared. Do I need to square root that? No, because A squared is what I'm looking for. So under the A, where the A squared's at, what am I going to put? 27, and I'm done with the problem. Does this feel similar to what we did with the ellipse problems? Any questions? No questions? All right, number 2. The vertices are plus or minus 1, 0, and the equation of your asymptotes are y equals plus or minus 5x. All right, we know for sure this one is a hyperbola because hyperbolas are the only one that have asymptotes. So we don't have to try to figure out on the test which one this would be. Okay, vertices, well, let's go to plot. Okay. 1, 0, negative 1, 0. That's all they gave me. They didn't give me any foci. But the vertices are enough to know which direction I'm opening. Which direction am I opening? Right and left or up and down? Right and left. That's also enough information to know where my center's at. Where's my center? The origin, 0, 0. Okay, it's also enough information to know which letter's coming first, X or Y? X. Do you guys agree X is coming first? And since it's 0, 0, it's going to be x squared minus y squared over their corresponding numbers equals 1. Okay, the center you guys said was 0, 0, and I know that this value here is A or B. Right and left is A, and what does A equal? 1. 1 squared is 1. Would I put it under the X or the Y for right and left? Right and left is the X-axis or the Y? So 1. So B squared is what I'm looking for. Now, I usually find the missing A squared or B squared using my focal length formula, my C squared formula. But that was when they gave me the focus. Did they give me the focus? No, or the foci. They didn't give me the foci. So I'm going to use the equation of my asymptote. Do you guys remember the equation of your asymptote? Right here. Yeah, y minus k. And this is the part I'm focusing on right here. What's the slope? Plus or minus what? B over A. So this piece right here is plus or minus, the slope is plus or minus what two letters? B over A. Well, I know A. What's A? 1. If A is 1, then what is B? 5. Does everybody agree? If I know A is 1, then B must be 5. Do you guys agree? Yes or no? So what's going to go under the B squared? 25. And you're done with this problem. Any questions on number 2? All right. Number 3. Vertices are negative 2, 1 and positive 2, 1. And your foci are negative 3, 1 and 3, 1. All right, go ahead and graph that information. Okay, is this one where on the test you can tell that this is a hyperbola because of the location of your foci? Because they are outside of your vertices, you can tell that it is a hyperbola. Yes? Can you guys count your way to the center? It's not the origin, but it's close. What's your center? 0, 1. Everybody agree? And which way is it opening? Up and down or right and left? Bless you. Which way is it opening? Right and left. Which means what letter's coming first? X or Y? X. So X minus 0, I'm just going to write that as X squared over A squared minus Y minus 1 quantity squared over B squared. Don't forget the equals 1. Okay, right now, because it's opening right and left, what value do we know? A or B? A. So find your A value and your C value. Do that now. Find your A value and your C value. What did you guys get for your A value? 2. So where does the 4 go? Under X or Y? Okay, and then what is your C value? Everybody agree it's 3? And does it matter if you count it here or here? No. C is 3. And use that to find your B. Do that now. Did you guys get B squared equals 5? Did you guys get B squared equals 5? Yes? All right. All right, we do have one more to get through. Any questions before I move on? Anybody need that up a little bit longer? All right, number 4. Vertex is 1, 2 and 1, negative 2, and it passes through the point zero root 5. Okay. All right, what is your center? 1, 0. Does everybody agree? And which direction is it opening? Up and down or right and left? If these are the vertices, up and down or right and left? Up and down. And oh, well, let's do that first. Up and down means what? X squared or y squared? Y squared is first. Y minus 0 is just going to be y squared over minus x minus 1 quantity squared over equals 1. Okay, from the center to either vertex is your A value or B value in this picture. B value. Find it now. What is it? What is it? 2. And put the 4 where? Under the X or under the Y? Under the Y. So do that now. So what we are looking for is the A squared. Now, did they give us a the focus so that we could find our other value the way we've been doing? No, but they gave us a point. So what we're going to do is to do what we've been doing, what we did on the when I went over the homework questions and I did the first few where we plugged in the point and plugged in the point. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to plug in x comma y to find a squared. A squared is what I'm looking for, not a squared. So for y, I'm going to plug in root 5 over 4 minus, for x, I'm going to plug in 0 equals 1. Root 5 squared is 5 over 4. 0 minus 1 squared is 1 over a squared equals 4 over 4. Any guesses on why I'm changing 1 to 4 over 4? Common denominator. Negative 1 over a squared equals, what's 4/4? Take away 5/4. Negative 1/4. Okay. Solve however you want to solve. I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to cross out the two negatives because I know they're going to cross out. And then I'm going to cross multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. A squared times 1 is a squared. I do not have to square root because a squared is what I'm looking for. So I'm ready to write my equation. I'm just going to write it here. Y squared over 4 minus x minus 1 quantity squared over 4 equals what? 1. Can anybody tell me that why this is okay if these two numbers are the same? Like, why is this not a circle? Usually if those two numbers are the same, it would be a circle. Why is this not a circle? It's okay, that's just the center. That just means I go right 1 and left 0. I mean right 1 and up 0, sorry. Yes. Because of that subtraction. That subtraction makes it a hyperbola. If that were a plus sign, then it would be a circle, but because it's a subtraction, it's a hyperbola. Good job. Any questions?